Hello everyone. This is a video I've wanted to do for some time now. These last couple years have been a little tough for K-pop. What with the pandemic, disbandments, and other struggles. The music also was getting a little lackluster. But now we're starting to get back into the swing of things, and this year turned out to be a really good one for K-pop music. Every month, aside from one or two, we've gotten some of the best debuts, the best comebacks, and some really special comebacks as well for some groups. This is a year where there have been so many albums, songs, and groups I've become obsessed and impressed with. It really seems like a turning point. So, without further ado, here are some of the debuts and comebacks that make me have great hope for the future of K-pop. I've been waiting for this woman to release her debut album for ages, because I knew whenever she did it was going to be an album of the year contender. And I was right. This album is so good it's almost unreal. It is sulky after all. The cherry on top is it being a dark concept, cause she absolutely owns it. Every track is completely unskippable and a 11 out of 10. My favorite B-sides as of right now is Bad Boy, Sad Girl, and Los Angeles. But the rest are still top tier and on repeat. I definitely think that out of all the members in Red Velvet that have released their solo debut content, Sulky's is the best. I would even say it's honestly on a whole other level than Joy and Wendy's debut. My bias used to be Joy, but best believe Sulky swooped in and stole that spot like it was nothing. Where do I even begin with New Jeans? This rookie group literally just came out of nowhere one day with their first release Attention and cemented their future in my playlists forever. They have to be one, if not the best girl group debut I've seen in a long time. Their entire debut album of some of the best songs I've ever heard in K-pop, all 4 of their tracks instantly going into my top 10 girl group songs of all time. I think, besides the songs, the thing that really sold me on this group is the members themselves. Not only are they all super talented vocalists, dancers, and captivating live performers, they are refreshing in the way you can tell how much fun they have performing. I myself have so much fun just watching all their live stages and promotions because of it. They definitely have the potential to become the next big thing, and it's not hard to believe they could be when they've gained so much popularity so fast. I cannot wait till their first comeback to get more songs from them, because I just know they're going to have an insane discography. Well, time to rave about my girl group song of the year. It used to be Love Dive by them, but as soon as I heard the teaser for After Like I knew Love Dive was somehow in some way going to be upstaged. I'm a sucker when it comes to anything retro. It's my favorite concept for any group to do, whether in K-pop or Western music. So I will admit I might be a bit biased. But how can I not fall in love with a song that uses a sample from I Will Survive? I and other people were a bit worried that the only good part of the song would be the sample, but I truly believe the rest of the song is almost as good as the sample. Especially the rap bridge and girl's viral pre-chorus, which by the way, this was totally her era. The only gripe I can possibly have with this song is that they did My Girl Liz dirty with so little lines. I also love the music video so much, and love the concept of them showing equipment as they use them. IVE is unbelievable in how they owned their first year in the industry. 3 Song of the Year worthy songs, so many awards, and I'm sure it only goes up for them from here. If you watched my Stacy video I made a while back, you'd know just how much I love this song. It almost topped So Bad for Me and has been the only title track from them to come even a little bit close to it. After such an amazing album that YoungLove.com was, I was eager to see if they were going to release something just as good. And while YoungLove.com is still my favorite Stacy album, Beautiful Monster topped Run to You as a title track for sure. Stacy has always impressed me with how they grow with their music, and this was no exception. Everything about this comeback was chef's kiss.
낯선 사람을 만나도 다 잊은 듯이 품에 안겨봐도 왜 이럴까 난 왜
Didn't I say I was a sucker for retro songs? Well, maybe that's why this is my second favorite boy group song of the year. The last time I adored a song this much by iKON was Goodbye Road. The synths, the vocals, the rap sections, and the music video are also addicting. It's a different sound for iKON, but they managed to own the hell out of it and I love that for them. I wish this comeback wasn't so slept on by the K-pop community, it totally deserved to blow up. Either way, I'm excited for this new era for iKON and can't wait to see what they release after this masterpiece next. Stray Kids is really giving me some good bops this year. I used to not be a huge fan of them in the past. I liked the members but most of their old music didn't really click with me besides a few exceptions. But once God's Menu dropped and the comebacks that followed, I was sold. Their newer sound and music definitely vibe with me a lot more. While God's Menu is still my favorite title track by them, both Maniac and Case 143 are really good. Not only do I love their new sound, but I also have been loving their recent music videos and the amazing editing they have. This music video was funny and a lot of fun to watch. I like that they incorporated their humor into it. Another plus is that it's always nice to see boy groups do cuter concepts when darker ones have taken over lately. All in all, this was one of my favorite comebacks so far this year and it's going to be on replay probably for a while. Frommy's 9 have been my 4th gen queens since they debuted, and this song is proof why. Their songs have always had a sentimental, emotional feeling to them and that goes for DM as well, but it seems to be elevated here. Which is probably why it's one of their best title tracks yet. The thing I love the most about them is how they've never had a song that I felt was a different sound than what they've always had. All their discography is so consistent with it in the best way possible. Because quite frankly I feel like they don't need to change their sound as it's so perfected and beautiful. That even rings true for Stay This Way, which I thought was a little more lackluster. DM has one of my favorite final choruses of this year, the whistle notes and ad-libs in it making this song 11 out of 10. While I'm sad this was one of our last comebacks with Jury and will miss her so much, I wish her all the happiness with her pursuit of acting and will always remember her presence in this group. When I say I haven't seen such a good boy group debut since TXT's Crown, I mean it. Tan came out of nowhere as well with this banger of a song that I was almost immediately obsessed with. Not only is it refreshing for the members to be older, but their sound seems to be unique and that's hard to find these days with boy groups. I don't think I have a single thing I don't like about this song. It's just so dang good and I listen to it at least a couple times a day. Their following comebacks Louder and Walking on the Moon aren't nearly as good but still very impressive comebacks for a rookie group. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this group for now. I know there was a big split when it came to this debut title track for yet another impressive rookie group. Me personally, I'm on the side of people who absolutely love it. Yes, it is minimal and not that complex of a song. But I think that's what makes it great. While it's my second to last favorite track on their debut album, it's still very strong and likely to be played by me at least once a day. This album and New Jeans album are definitely the best debut album-wise. Every track is unskippable and has some of the best B-sides of this year, like Blue Flame and Sour Grapes. All the girls equally shine and showcase their skills in dancing, singing, and performing. I'm beyond excited for their first comeback this month and hope it's as good as their debut. My girls Red Velvet, releasing a masterpiece yet again. Psycho in my mind is untouchable. One of the best songs in K-pop completely. And while Feel My Rhythm doesn't touch it, it's pretty dang near it. I love classical music, And so for them to give me a classical bop? Iconic. And of course In My Dreams is just as much of a masterpiece as this song. Both these two go hand in hand in my top girl group songs of all time. Again, iconic. I love the route they seem to be going in after they came back from hiatus. Queendom was as basic as Red Velvet was going to get, and it's not bad as I think it was a good way to come back from their break, but it wasn't amazing like most of their songs. But it looks like with this one and album, they're going to be releasing top tier stuff again. This is an emotional one. I think every son knows what this song and comeback truly mean. It being a bop in my opinion is besides the point of this celebration and reunion between fans and one of the best girl groups of our time. It was wonderful to see Girls' Generation all back together again for another album after many years. In the end I wasn't going to care whether the song was good or not, though it definitely was going to be cause it's Girls' Generation for crying out loud. I'm just happy to enjoy a comeback with them like the good old times. Third scary rookie on this video is Billie. I don't know what they put in rookie girl groups this year, but it must be something good cause it's getting a little ridiculous how talented these girls are starting out as. There's just so much talent jam-packed into this group, and so many flawless songs as well. This title track is my favorite one out of the three they have so far. It's probably the catchiest song of this year, like it honestly must have crack in it. I don't know what I love more, the rap sections, the dance break, the facial expressions, or the chorus. I love it all. They also recently released Ring My Bell, and while I still like this one better, that song is also insane. I was uncertain whether Billie would pull off a rock concept like that, but turns out they executed that concept so damn well. Billie has a bright future ahead of them, that I'm sure. Whisper used to be a hit or miss for me, and it was a while I couldn't quite decide if I was gonna follow them as a fan or not. I didn't really like Black Mamba. Next Level was one of my favorite songs of last year, and Savage was not bad but just okay. I couldn't tell whether I was gonna like Girls when the teasers first dropped, but I'm glad I checked it out because holy moly is it great. The music video is just pure perfection, as well as the girls' styling. And the song from the second chorus and onwards is just as perfect. I love the belting they do here, as in Savage it was a bit overwhelming, it's much more controlled here. Really blesses my ears. If they continue to make even more bops like this, then I'm definitely a fan. I still stand by the fact that my boys have no bad or mediocre song or will never have one. While I don't think Good Boy Gone Bad is as good as their emo rock duo or Runaway, it's still the ultimate bop. But let's be honest, the real highlight here is the Minisode 2 album. I love how they incorporate the 5 levels of grief in every track. It's so genius of them. And I think everyone knows by now that opening sequence is my song of the year in general. That song, I can't even think of how to express in words how freaking good it is. Heck, it's my second favorite boy group song of all time at this point. Then of course we have Trust Fund Baby that is so beautiful, Thursday's Child that is fun and energetic, and Lonely Boy that got me bopping to the rap sections and chorus. One of their best albums they've released to date. The way they continue to try new genres yet still are able to keep it sounding so them is always impressive. I can't wait to see what they release next. Okay, I know there's a good amount of people that don't like this song at all. But to me this is an absolute banger and 80s' best title track, album, look, and sound. I didn't know I needed a metal bop until this song dropped, and I've been headbanging ever since. The vocals. By God, the vocals. The post-chorus and last chorus have me nearly dead every time I listen to it. My man Jongho popped off in this song and it's about time people be paying attention to it. Also, Cyberpunk. Next to opening sequence, best boy group B-side. It's literally an experience. The whole album is a dang movie, so please go listen to that art piece. I'm kinda of a casual 80s fan. I know they are icons, but I don't rave about them nearly as much as I should. But after this I am going to be screaming at the rooftops about them for everyone to hear. The last couple comebacks, while good, felt a little rushed. But here I can tell they took their time and in turn gave us an even more iconic them. And I'm totally here for it. Enter another Song of the Year opponent. It's an absolute crime that Treasure decided to drop this masterpiece so late in the year. Hello is a song that itches that scratch in my head, that gives me something I thought was missing from new boy groups for a while now. It's so full in the best way. I was pretty overwhelmed on first listen and has my jaw dropped the entire time. Like, did that just really happen? Is this really a song? Treasure outdid themselves, and it's most likely because they had a big hand in making their own music this time around. They know what fits them the best and was able to do what Teddy couldn't so far for them. I Love Boy, I Love You, and Jik Jin. But nothing so far has quite hit like this aside from Going Crazy. Instantly their best title track and instantly in my top 10 boy group songs of all time. This is 17's year and we're just living in it. They really took me by storm in 2022, first with their English track Darling, then 17 Leaders Cheers, Hot, and finally World. All those songs, plus the B-sides on the album and some solo songs, it's almost too much for me to take in. I don't think I'll ever not be impressed by 17, and I swear they need to win a crap ton of awards this year cause it's about time they reap their awards. Not even going to go into how insane the editing is on the music video for Hot. I'm really sad I couldn't see them on there this time around, but I'm for sure going to try and go next time because I'll be damned if I don't see the Kings live in person at least once in my life.
Yeah, it's so bad, it's good.
As I said before, Love Dive was originally my girl group song of the year before After Like Same Out. I've had just come out with one of my favorite girl group debut songs prior, so I had high expectations. And they surpassed them by miles. Love Dive is just something unbelievable. A song that seemed too good to be true almost. But nope, it's here and iconic as hell and truly that good. I'm in awe at the music they've put out in their very first year. Probably the best first year rookie could possibly have. The amount of awards they have for both songs, deserved. Super deserved. I'm loyal to my man J-Hope. As soon as he revealed his solo album was on its way, I knew I was going to ascend to heaven. And more was him trying to kill me before the actual full album came out. J-Hope was here to join 17 and I've in making it their year. Even if I didn't love the man to death, I still would be obsessed with this song and album. It's so wonderful seeing a new side to him and his music, feeling just how much he put into making this album. Don't even get me started on Hopepalooza and his performance there. If you haven't listened to his album, I highly suggest you do, because it's something to be experienced. Nayeon's debut album is something to behold. Once Hisby knew that her album would be iconic as iconic can be. She is the it girl just being her silly goofy self and it shows through this album. Every single track is addicting and full of poppy goodness. I feel like out of all the members, she was the most potential to become a legendary soloist because she's just so charismatic and was practically born to be an idol. I love seeing her on any stage as she just easily catches your undivided attention. It was interesting to see her not attached to Twice and on her own promoting, but of course she did amazing and makes it an exciting introduction to Twice solo debuts. ONEUS is consistently dropping potential songs of the year these last couple years. Same scent has me on my knees every time it starts playing while I'm listening to my playlist. That chorus is really something special. It's so sensual and elegant. Luna is still their best song they've released, and I didn't think anything would come so close to it so fast, but ONEUS really wanted to try and upstage themselves with this one. And they just had to put in a Dancing in the Water set, which is arguably one of my favorite kind of sets for any group to use in music videos. I really wish ONEUS was more popular than they are right now, because they deserve to blow up after having such an amazing comeback time after time. But I'm glad to see they got a good amount of awards this time, so maybe that day will come sooner rather than later. Yeina was the IZ*ONE member I was looking the most forward to when it came to their debuts, because she was one of my alt biases. I wasn't surprised that both her debut album and her first comeback were absolute major bops. I'm just gonna hype up Smiley and Smartphone here. It's always refreshing when groups do more fun and bright concepts when these past years have been overtaken by dark concepts. I was on the edge of my seat to see what concept she ended up in, and her choosing the latter made me so happy. Plus she fits it so well. Her 2 albums brought happiness and enjoyment in this time where I needed it bad. Of the 2, my favorite is Smartphone, but I love both title tracks dearly. I prefer the B-sides from her debut album though, but honestly those B-sides were going to be hard to surpass anyway. Pretty Boys is the bop of the year. Smartphone is a lot like Smiley, and while some people don't like that they're similar, I think it stands fine on its own. It's just so much fun to listen to. Aside from the post-chorus that's weirdly emotional. All in all, Yeina did right this year. This comeback is a celebration of sorts for TWICE since they all renewed their contracts, and it shows. Not only was this comeback a 10 out of 10, it was also so evident how happy they all were performing this song. Great to see. Talk That Talk is another song where they took their original cute concept and made it a little more mature. It's crazy to me that some people say that this doesn't sound like a TWICE song, because it absolutely does sound like one. It's so catchy, and that chorus is one of my favorite choruses of this year, especially the very last one. The music video has some insanely good editing, maybe the best editing out of their title tracks. The styling? Oh my god, the styling for the members is heavenly. These have to be the best set of looks that TWICE has had so far. And last thing, their B-side Basics is that bitch. This is the best version of Idol that I've seen so far in terms of music. After Hwa Soyeon said this comeback was supposed to be like their debuting again, and I can totally see that. Now Idol was a group that I had been aware of but hadn't fully dived into their music besides knowing a few songs. But once Hwa came out, they really grabbed my attention because it was such a beautiful song. I listened to their discography afterwards, and I wish I had did so sooner because they had a lot of good songs. With Tomboy, I absolutely adore it. I love the message, I love the way it sounds, I love how confident and how fitting the members were to the concept, and I love the other tracks on the album. Idol seems to be on a really good track, and I really can't wait for their next comeback this month. Don't get me wrong, I really like Wadada even if it was kind of a grower. But this song and album are leagues better compared to their debut EP. Up is an exceptional summer song and is so addictive that my neighbors must know it by now from how many times I blasted it in my room. I am really hoping that they keep this sort of sound because I feel like it suits them so much better than Wadada, this or a sound more like Mask. And thank goodness the line distribution was a bit better this time around. The album was also much better than their last one. I'm especially obsessed with La Voyage because it's such a pretty song and always makes me so emotional. I even teared up a bit when I watched the live stage for it. Their next comeback is tomorrow, and so far the teasers sound really good, so I have high hopes. I'm already starting to be sad that they're another temporary group. I just hope that their company will continue to grow their potential.
is yet to come, yet to come.
Here is another special comeback for this year. While for Twice and Girls' Generation their comebacks were celebrations, this is more of an end to a chapter and the beginning of a new one for BTS. This was obviously a song for their fans and not meant to be a hit on the charts. Even the music video is a callback to all of their old ones. Listening to the album was like revisiting old memories, reminiscing on their past 9 years as BTS, and getting ready for the future. It's a very wonderful experience to have watched them grow into the group they are today. Yet to Come and For Youth always make me cry when I listen to them, because they're both such special songs. I am so proud of what they've achieved and for what they're going to achieve in the future. I'm sure this next chapter for all of us is going to be great.
Yeah, the past was honestly the best. On my best, what comes next? We'll be seeing